Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are undertaking a truly profound journey. I want you to picture a cinematic scene in your mind's eye. Think stunning 4K heritage style. Imagine a luminous human figure standing as the ultimate bridge between the dense, heavy earth below and the boundless heavens above. And inside this figure, layers of magnificent light are forming, one by one. First, there's a dim, grounding ember at the base. Then a vibrant, rushing wind starts swirling upward, and finally, a radiant celestial crown light beams down from above. You can almost hear the rhythmic, harmonic sounds of human breath and heartbeat synchronizing perfectly with the literal hum of the cosmos. Well, what you are visualizing right now is the ancient, secret architecture of human consciousness. Today, we're taking some incredibly deep 16th century Kabbalistic texts. We're talking masterworks like the Zohar, Etz Chaim, and Pardes Rimonim, and we are translating them into a modern systems thinking explainer. So get ready, because we are about to explore the absolute cosmic engineering of your own soul.
Okay, let's dive right into this. The foundational text of Kabbalah, the Zohar, introduces a massive paradigm shift with these exact words. 3 names has the soul. It's telling us a profound secret, that what we casually call the soul or our human consciousness isn't just one solid, singular blob of identity. Not at all. Instead, it is a beautifully layered 3-tiered architecture. The Zohar explicitly outlines these tiers as the Nephesh, the Ruach, and the Neshamah. Think of it as a highly structured, ascending system of consciousness and purity, where each tier possesses vastly different capabilities. And crucially, each tier requires very specific inputs from you to actually activate. To truly grasp this ancient mystical engineering, it helps to use a modern tech analogy. Seriously, think of your physical human body as a brilliant piece of divine hardware. Right out of the box, it's incredible. But on its own, it's just waiting for an ascending series of operating system upgrades and advanced cloud permissions. The Kabbalists are essentially handing us the ultimate user manual here. They're posing a massive question. Are you just running on the default base-level power supply, or are you actively downloading the upgrades required to connect your hardware to the cosmic network? Let's break down exactly what these 3 tiers are. Tier 1 is the Nephesh. This is your foundational life force. In our tech analogy, the Nephesh is essentially the hardware power supply. It's the lowest level of the soul, inextricably tied to your physical body, your blood, and your basic biological actions. The texts describe it as the vital energy that keeps the physical machine running. It is firmly rooted in our day-to-day physical reality. Look, without the Nephesh, the hardware simply won't power on. It's the grounding force of your entire existence. Right above that, we have Tier 2, the Ruach. The word Ruach literally translates to wind or spirit. If the Nephesh is your power supply, the Ruach is the complex set of operating system processes. It's the flowing, dynamic energy that governs your emotional data, your speech, your character traits, and all your interpersonal interactions. It's literally the software that allows your hardware to process complex spiritual and emotional information rather than just merely surviving on a biological level. And finally, we reach Tier 3, the Neshamah. This is the cloud-connected intelligence. For the standard human cosmic architecture, this is the highest accessible tier of the core soul. The Neshamah isn't about physical action. It's not even about human emotion. It is pure, higher, divine intellect. This is your super user access. It's the radiant crown light that connects your local, bodily hardware directly to the infinite divine source code. All right, let's start our exhaustive mechanical breakdown at the base. Level 1, Nephesh, the hardware. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how we power up this cosmic machine. The mystical texts are super clear here. You cannot skip steps. The Nephesh must be completely purified and optimized before your system can handle the much higher voltage of the upper soul levels. The Nephesh is envisioned as a dim red ember, glowing at the absolute base of our being. Why red? Well, because it heavily aligns with the Sephirot of Malkut, the grounded physical kingdom, and the lower frequency world of action, known as Asiya. It's red because it is heavy, it's dense, and it's intimately tied to the blood and the raw physical exertion of just existing in the world. So how do you actually optimize this hardware? Well, think of it like a player leveling system in a video game. You unlock the true power of the Nephesh strictly through physical actions, specifically by performing physical mitzvot or good deeds. The classic text Sharei Kedusha explains this perfectly. Every physical action you take either purifies the limbs of your spiritual hardware or it clogs them up with negative shells, which the Kabbalists call klippot. It's like system lag. By choosing precise positive physical actions, you actively strip away those klippot. You are perfectly tuning the Nephesh to become a solid, stable foundation that is fully capable of holding the next massive upgrade. Which brings us to Level 2, Ruach, the operating system.
Once your base hardware is optimized and clear of those bugs, you transition from the dense physical world into a space of flowing emotional energy. Visually, the texts transition us from that heavy red ember to a vibrant moving green wind. This is the Ruach. It beautifully corresponds to the Sephirot of Zer Anapin, specifically Tiferet, which is associated with harmony, balance, and the color green. Notice the shift here. We've moved up from the world of action into the world of formation, Yetzirah. The Ruach acts as the vital, energetic wind that actively blows between the lower physical world and the upper, infinite spiritual realms. It's the great connector.
But upgrading to Ruach requires a total shift in gameplay. Physical action alone is no longer enough to level up. To successfully install this OS, you must master Kavana, deep emotional intention. The mechanics at this level involve focused speech, dedicated study, and totally aligning your emotional reactions. You are taking your raw human nature and meticulously refining it, effectively expanding your spiritual bandwidth so your system can process complex divine emotional data without crashing. Now for the ultimate upgrade, Level 3, Neshamah, Super User Access. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the dramatic shift in visuals. For the standard human cosmic architecture, this is the absolute highest tier, the realm where the deepest, most profound secrets of reality reside. We've gone from a dim red ember to a flowing green wind, and now a radiant, blinding white crown light pouring in from above. White represents pure, unadulterated higher intellect. It maps directly to the Sephirot of Bina, which means deep understanding, and it resides in the world of creation, Bria. Let me tell you, when this level comes online, the soul is granted ultimate, cloud-connected, super user access to the divine network.
But unlocking the Neshamah is the ultimate endgame challenge. It isn't achieved just by doing good deeds or having pure, balanced emotions. No, this level requires the total purification of thought and the grasping of profound mystical secrets, the absolute deepest truths of the Pardes. When a person aligns their intellect completely with these incredibly high frequencies, their local system does something amazing. It directly synchronizes with the divine mind itself.
Just look at the sheer contrast here. On one side, you have the base physical life force, that dim red ember of Nephesh down in Malchut. On the other side, the super user divine intellect, the radiant white crown light of Neshamah up in Bina. It visually represents the massive, breathtaking leap in frequency, purity, and bandwidth between our base physical survival state and our absolutely highest potential state of enlightened consciousness. So, the crucial point is how perfectly systematic this all is. We can take the incredibly dense esoteric data from masterworks like Pardes Rimonim and Etz Chaim and map it directly onto this clean, structured stat sheet. Nephesh is your red hardware in Malchut. Ruach is your green OS in Zer Anpin. Neshamah is your white cloud intellect in Bina. It's not just poetry. It's a flawless piece of cosmic engineering.
And listen, the texts are very, very strict about the system rules for this ascension path. This is a linear progression. You absolutely cannot unlock the Ruach without first mastering the physical prerequisites of the Nephesh. And you cannot access the Neshamah without fully installing the emotional OS of the Ruach. It's a fundamental rule of this engineering. You must build a strong vessel before you can pour the powerful light into it. Action, then emotion, then pure intellect.
But wait, it actually gets even more complex. Enter the fractal nature of Kabbalistic engineering. The number 10 is absolutely essential here. The texts, especially the brilliant writings of the Ari and Etz Chaim, reveal that each of these three soul levels doesn't just sit there as a single, simple thing. No, each level actually contains a complete integration of all 10 Sephirot within itself. Your Nephesh has its own 10 Sephirot, your Ruach has 10, your Neshamah has 10. We are talking about a massively complex, multi-layered, holographic system architecture where the macro is reflected perfectly in the micro. Let's move to this vital quote from the sources and see how this all builds together. Nephesh is the throne for Ruach, and Ruach is the throne for Neshamah. It's a beautifully nested, interlocking architecture. Think about it. Your physical actions build a stable throne for your emotional spirit to safely rest upon. And once that spirit is stable and balanced, it becomes the throne, the ultimate docking station for the blinding light of the divine intellect to finally reside in. And that brings us to the climax, the complete cosmic human, Ha-Adam. When all three system levels are firing in perfect harmony, the human being is no longer just a biological creature. They become a perfect, luminous conduit. The red ember, the green wind, and the white crown light all align perfectly. Earth and heaven are finally bridged, and the universe's ultimate software runs flawlessly through human hardware.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought to really look inward on. Right now, today, are you just running on your base survival hardware, or are you actively doing the daily work to download the ultimate divine upgrade? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.